Excellencies, distinguished guests, and all of you who have joined online, Namaskar, good evening. It's a moment of great pleasure for me to welcome you all on behalf of Embassy of India for today's Republic Day celebration. We will begin the program with the rendition of National Anthem of Bahrain, followed by the National Anthem of India. I request you all to please stand up for the National Anthem. Thank you, everyone. Earlier this day, we had the flag hoisting ceremony at an embassy premises. We invite you to witness the glimpses of the flag hoisting ceremony.
Good morning to all of you, representatives of Indian associations, dear members of Indian community and friends of India who have joined us live today, my colleagues at the embassy, good morning. I convey my greetings and best wishes to all of you on the occasion of 73rd Republic Day of India.
May I now invite His Excellency Mr. Piyush Srivastava, Ambassador of India to the Kingdom of Bahrain, to kindly address the virtual gathering.
Thank you. Your Excellency Dr. Sheikh Khalid bin Khalifa Al Khalifa, Chairman of King Hamad Global Center for Peaceful Coexistence. Your Excellency Mr. Jamal Muhammad Fakhru, First Deputy Chairman, Shura Council. Your Excellency Sheikha Rana bint Isa Al Khalifa, Secretary General of Higher Education Council. Your Excellency Sheikha Hind bin Salman Al Khalifa, President of Children and Mother Welfare Society. Your Excellency Mr. Abdul Nabi Al Shola, former Minister and Shura Council member. Your Excellencies, Members of Parliament, senior officers and heads of authorities of Government of Bahrain. Your Excellency Ambassador Fatima Abdullah Al Tain, Excellencies, heads of diplomatic missions and members of diplomatic corps, distinguished members of business community and other invited guests, dear members of Indian community, friends from media, ladies and gentlemen, Namaskar, Assalamu Alaikum. Good evening to all of you. I thank you all for joining us in our celebrations of 73rd Republic Day of India. I extend my warm greetings and best wishes to everyone on this joyous occasion. On this day, India was established as the largest democratic republic of the world. And on this day in 1950, the Constitution of India was put into effect. The day is celebrated with fervor by all Indians, both in India and abroad. Republic Day is an occasion to celebrate the rich heritage, cultural diversity, and socio-economic progress of India. India has made tremendous strides in all facets of socio-economic development and is today technological leader in the sectors of IT, health, traditional medicine, innovation, startups, among others. India's commitment and contribution to global efforts in fighting COVID pandemic shows the prowess of Indian pharma industry, which lived up to its name as the pharmacy of the world. India is one of the fastest growing economies of the world. The policies, reforms, and initiatives undertaken by the Government of India, including Startup India and Atmanirbhar Bharat, have contributed to its economic growth and development. India's startup ecosystem is creating waves across the world. The number of startups in the country have shot up from 500 to 60,000 in last 5 years, with a total of 82 unicorns, half of which have emerged in last year alone. This year, Government of India is celebrating two milestones in India's history. 75th anniversary of India's independence, Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, and 125th birth anniversary of our great freedom fighter, Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. Excellencies, this is a landmark year for our two countries. We are celebrating the golden jubilee of diplomatic relations between India and Kingdom of Bahrain. The majestic visuals of our historic monuments, Babel Bahrain and Qutub Minar, illuminated in each other's national colors in October last year, will remain forever etched in our memories. We are celebrating our history rooted in trade, culture, and people-to-people connect, which date back thousands of years to Indus Valley and Dilmun civilizations. Despite the challenges and restrictions imposed by COVID-19 pandemic, the relationship between our two countries have remained stable and strong at all levels, including in trade, where bilateral trade figures have crossed $1.1 billion for the year 2021. The visit of His Excellency Dr. Abdul Latif bin Rashid Al Zayani, Foreign Minister, to India in April 2021, visit of Mr. V. Muralidharan, Honorable Minister of State for External Affairs of India, to Bahrain in August 2021, 3 virtual ministerial meetings and a number of official level engagements have further strengthened and diversified our bilateral cooperation. The close collaboration between India and Bahrain continued in dealing with COVID-19 pandemic. India recently crossed the landmark of 1 year of vaccination with more than 1.6 billion doses provided to its citizens. Our 94% of eligible population have received the first dose and 72% are fully vaccinated. The way the Kingdom of Bahrain dealt with COVID-19 pandemic has set an example for the world. Its care of its citizens as well as expat community has been exemplary. The kingdom provided medical and other necessary support to the Indian community in Bahrain, including providing free vaccination for all residents. Excellencies, distinguished guests, due to continued increase in COVID infections and in the interest of everyone's health and safety, we celebrated our Republic Day in virtual manner with a number of diverse events. We have inaugurated an Ayurveda garden as well as a Tribal India Atmanirbhar corner at the embassy, showcasing India's art, handicraft, and traditional knowledge. As and when the COVID situation improves, I would welcome all of you to visit embassy, to visit these sites. I was honored to be present today afternoon at the launch of the book on Gandhiji, written by the renowned Bahraini intellectual and Gandhian scholar, His Excellency Abdul Nabi Al Shola. The book is now available in 4 languages: English, Hindi, Urdu, and Malayalam, in addition to the Arabic version published in 2018. Permit me to say a few words about our large and vibrant community in Bahrain. Indian community contributed to the economic development of the kingdom and continues to remain an important anchor in strengthening our bilateral ties. I take this opportunity to convey our thanks and gratitude to His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa, His Royal Highness Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, Crown Prince and Prime Minister, the government and people of Bahrain for ensuring well-being, safety, security of Indian community in Bahrain, and their exceptional care and support to the community during difficult times of COVID-19 pandemic. I once again thank all of you for joining the celebrations through digital means. भारत के 73वें गणतंत्र दिवस की आप सभी को हार्दिक शुभकामनाएं. जय हिंद. Long live India Bahrain friendship. Thank you. Now it is my pleasure to invite Her Excellency Ambassador Fatma Abdullah Al Dain, Chief of Afro-Asian Affairs, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, to say a few words.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Your Excellency, Mr. Piyush Shrivastava, Ambassador of the Republic of India to the Kingdom of Bahrain. Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. It is my pleasure to extend warm wishes to the government and the people of India on the occasion of the 73rd anniversary of the Republic Day. As friends and partners on the international stage, I would like to reaffirm my government's commitment to enhance our existing excellent bilateral relations in all sectors. I am confident that the friendly relations and good cooperation between the Republic of India and the Kingdom of Bahrain will be further strengthened for the common benefits of our two nations. Relations between Bahrain and India goes beyond numbers. In fact, the relationship between the two countries is much deeper, profound, and sublime, which can never be measured in any term. We're rather bound by the elements of invisibles, which include our shared history, people-to-people relations, culture, music, and other. Our shared history has laid the foundation for our shared and common future. Bahrain greatly appreciates and respects Indian culture, both historic and modern, and we also highly value the contribution of the Indian community in the economic development of our kingdom. Last year, a remarkable Golden Jubilee celebration marking 50 years of establishing our diplomatic relations has been celebrated for a week in Manama. It was a historical moment and another cornerstone of our deep-rooted relations. I was honored when I saw the colors of the flag of the Kingdom of Bahrain displayed on Qutb Minar, one of the grandest historical monuments in New Delhi. At the same time, when the iconic Bab al-Bahrain has been illuminated in the Indian tricolors. May I close, Your Excellency, by underlining how highly the Kingdom of Bahrain values its ties with the Republic of India, and by welcoming the opportunities ahead to further develop this close, historic, and friendly partnership for many years to come. Thank you very much, Your Excellency.
Thank you, Excellency, for your kind words. Now we move on to the cultural program. India has rich cultural heritage. Indian dance is the expression of India's rich cultural heritage and traditions. And today, we present before you a part of this tradition. And to begin with, we have a classical dance performance, Bharatamba Stuti.
Namo 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 Namo
Namo Bharatambe Namo
Namo Namo Bharatambe Saraswat Sharirini Namostu Jagatam Vandye Brahma Vidya Prakashini Namo Namo Bharatambe Himalaya Kiritini Gangadya Sarit Sarva Stanyam Te Vishwa Pavani Namo 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 Bharatambe Namo Namo Bharatambe Namo 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 Gamapani Nini
Maga maga gaga
Gamapani Nini
Pani samade Gapa ma pada ma jayani 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 Azali pa azali pani kama pamade Namo Namo Bharatambe Padari Shandamandite Tirthi Kurvanti Lokamste Tirtha Bhuta Munishvara Namo Namo Bharatambe Vindhya Tungastanayite Samudra Vasane Devi Sakhyamala Virajite
Namo 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 Bharatambe Namo Namo Bharatambe Namo 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 Bharatambe Mukti Kedara Rupini Jnana Bija Kare Purne Rishindra Tati Sevite Namo Namo Bharatambe Sarva Vidya Vilasini Gauda Maithila Kampilya Dravidadi Sharirini Namo 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 Bharatambe Namo Namo Bharatambe Namo Namo
That was a graceful performance. This classical dance has been choreographed by Mr. Srinesh Srinivasan, and the performers were Ayana Suji, Sarga Sudhakaran, Anjali Shamir, Adhina Jairaj, Adhina Pradeep, Harini Manikandan, and Vaishnavi Santosh. We thank all the participants and Mr. Srinesh Srinivasan for this classical dance. we move on to the next performance, a fusion of two classical dance forms, Bharatanatyam and Kathak. This dance has been presented by the Indian Institute for Performing Arts. Thanks to Ms. Ayushi Verma and Ms. Shobha Ramachandran, the choreographers from Indian Institute for Performing Arts, for presenting this wonderful classical fusion. The performers were Grace Anna Daniel, Hefsi Rachel Pradeep, Paki Arora, Kirtan B. Pillai, and Samhita Mohan. Thanks to IIPA and all the participants and the choreographers once again. The next patriotic fusion dance is presented by Bahrain Keraliya Samajam.
ऐ वतन मेरे वतन ऐ वतन आबाद रहे तू आबाद रहे तू
आयो रे शुभ दिन आयो रे आयो रे शुभ दिन आयो रे
तू ही मेरी मंजिल है पहचान तुझी से तू ही मेरी मंजिल है पहचान तुझी से पहुँचूं मैं जहाँ भी मेरी बुनियाद रहे तू पहुँचूं मैं जहाँ भी मेरी बुनियाद रहे तू वतन वतन मेरे आबाद रहे तू मैं जहाँ रहूँ जहाँ मैं याद रहे तू ऐ वतन मेरे वतन वतन मेरे वतन
Thanks to Bahrain Keraliya Samajam for this beautiful patriotic fusion dance choreographed by Ms. Abhirami Saharajan. The performers were Nandita Anil, Trishika Kumar, Shivananda Salil, Shriya S. Karun, and Veda Srijit. Thank you, Abhirami, and all the beautiful dancers. May I now request Mr. Ijaz Aslam, Second Secretary, to please deliver the vote of thanks.
Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. It is my privilege and honor to deliver the vote of thanks to this august gathering today. On behalf of the Embassy of India, I would like to express our deep sense of gratitude to their excellencies, members of parliament, heads of cultural organizations and government bodies, and senior government officials of Kingdom of Bahrain. My special thanks to Her Excellency Ms. Fatima Abdullah Dain for representing Ministry of Foreign Affairs and speaking a few words on the occasion. I also take this opportunity to thank the heads of diplomatic missions in Bahrain and members of the diplomatic community for joining us for this virtual reception. My sincere thanks and appreciation goes to all the distinguished guests, including media personnel, Indian and Bahraini business community, representatives of Indian community associations, members of public sector undertakings, and friends of India for your participation with great enthusiasm. I would also like to take this opportunity to thank all artists, performers, and choreographers for the stunning cultural performances. You will be glad to know that all the cultural performances actually happened in the embassy and we shot it here. Finally, I would like to wish and thank our online viewers who have made this event such a success, despite the challenges we face at this time. We look forward to similar cooperation and participation by the Indian community and Friends of India in all our celebrations. It's been a great pleasure to have you all today. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, I thank you all for being with us today. We will end the session here, but for those interested to watch, a collection of footages of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, an exemplary Indian freedom fighter, will be screened after the session. Thank you very much. Thank you all.
অনেকে আমাকে প্রশ্ন করছেন যে কংগ্রেস সভাপতির পদ ত্যাগ করবার পর আমি কি করব। এর উত্তরে আমি সর্বপ্রথমে আপনাদের স্মরণ করিয়ে দেব যে আজ ভারতবর্ষের সম্মুখে একটা মস্ত বড় সুযোগ উপস্থিত হয়েছে। এই সুযোগ যদি আমরা গ্রহণ করতে পারি, যদি ঠিক পথে চলে কৌশল অবলম্বন করে,
Let us take full advantage of the present international situation and achieve our goal of complete independence.
ভবিষ্যতে পূর্ণ স্বরাজ লাভ করা আমাদের পক্ষে মোটেই কঠিন হবে না।
But in 1940, he was languishing in prison. So he gave an ultimatum to the British government and undertook a fast unto death. The government yielded and released him temporarily, ensuring, of course, that his activities and his movements were closely watched. On the 17th January 1941, at 1:35 a.m., Netaji, in the guise of an upcountry Muslim, Muhammad Ziauddin, tiptoed out of his room, went across the length of his Elgin Road house, and came down the rear staircase where I had parked the car. We drove out of the house in a most natural fashion and took the Grand Trunk Road. On the night of 18th January, we reached Gomo station, where he boarded the Delhi Kalka Mail on his way to Peshawar.
Subhash Chandra Bose was born in Cuttack on January the 23rd, 1897. He was the ninth child of Janaki Nath and Prabhavati Bose. Brilliant in his studies, Subhash Bose eventually proceeded to England and successfully competed for the Indian Civil Service in 1920. Subhash Chandra Bose, Esquire, ICS. No, it sounded too much of a parody of his values. To him, life had but one meaning and one purpose: to seek freedom from bondage of every kind. Vande Mataram solved the dilemma he faced. Returning to India in 1921, Subhash Bose prepared himself for his baptism of fire in the independence struggle. Under the guidance of his guru, Deshbandhu Chittaranjan Das, he organized a total boycott in Calcutta on the occasion of the visit of the Prince of Wales to India. This resulted in the first of his many journeys to jail under British rule. In 1924, when C.R. Das was elected mayor of Calcutta, Subhash Bose was appointed chief executive officer. 6 years later, even while in prison, he was elected the mayor of Calcutta. 1921 to 1938, one agitation after another, in and out of jail, periods of exile. A brave man reduced to utter physical exhaustion. Subhash Bose was released on the express condition that he sought treatment outside India. In Europe, he missed no opportunity to campaign for the cause of India's independence. In January 1938, while abroad, he was elected president of the Indian National Congress. An extremist, in his own words, with the firm principle, all or none, Subhash Bose was indeed the most controversial political figure of his time. At the Tripuri session in 1939, he was elected Congress president for the second time, defeating Gandhiji's chosen nominee, Patabi Sitaramaiah. Subhash Bose, at that time, was for direct action against the British government.
Friends, outside India, the international situation appears to be favorable to India and her cause. And I believe that this is an opportunity which we cannot afford to lose, which India will not lose.
But this was not accepted by Gandhiji and others. Eventually, he was forced to resign from the Congress presidentship and formed the Forward Bloc. In 1939, Subhash Bose invited Rabindranath Tagore to lay the foundation stone of the Mahajati Sadan in Calcutta, a memorial hall to the freedom fighters.
যার সংস্কার মুক্ত উদার আতিথ্যে মনুষ্যত্বের সর্বাঙ্গীন মুক্তি অকৃত্রিম সত্যতা লাভ করে।